first of all, we think the key requirements for any blockchain that's going to be part of this new global system got to be open source so that it can be stress tested, everybody can see what's going on. It's got to be decentralized, so there's no counterparty. It's got to be permissionless, so anybody can run a node, anybody can run a validator, anybody could be a miner. It's got to be reliable and secure. It's got to have a lot of history where it's worked. For payments, which again we think are the killer app, we think that's where it all starts. For payments, we think that has additional requirements. You've got to have settlement predictability. You've got to have consistent low costs. You've got to have high throughput, and we think you have to have low energy consumption. Let me talk a little bit then about how we see these and why we're betting, as you may have guessed, on the XRP ledger, and XRP is the digital asset of choice when we're talking about the blockchain component of this Internet of Value. XRP clearly has, among the majors, the lowest transaction costs. It is the fastest, about 3 seconds to settle, and it has the highest throughput of the major blockchains. Now again, throughput, important to, I think, realize that, look, most of transactions eventually are going to be off ledger in some fashion. They're going to be using payment channels, XRP payment channels, Lightning Network, whatever it is. However, the throughput is still very important because at some point, someone's got to settle to the ledger, right? So the more throughput, the lower cost, the more efficient it's going to be. And equally as important, you've got to have this predictability of settlement. So XRP is not just the fastest of the majors, but it's actually very consistent, about 3 seconds, and the variability there is very low as compared with Ether, Bitcoin, for example, which are going to have longer close periods, but importantly also much larger variability in its close. So that randomness is problematic for payments and payment providers.
Everyone, it's Fiktxun Crypto, back at it again with another video. Today we're going to be starting off with a chart analysis of this XRP token, just so we can see where this token is potentially going, and also we want to kind of see and try to help change people's perspective really when it comes down to looking at these charts. We're not talking about investing or buying things in. We don't want to get into that on that channel of telling you when to buy things or buy this particular item. We don't want to do that. That's like promotion. But what we want to do is educate people on how these charts work and what we see in the market. Now, I have a different perspective from everyone. And let's go to our monthly chart after I show you this first thing really quickly, because I like to trade on monthly, weekly, and daily time frames. Just for me, day trading is all right. It's fun sometimes to, try to get some money, but usually more consistent trades from my end happen on a longer time period, just because when you can see your area of liquidity on a monthly chart, you have even more of a like the prices are more respectable on these. That's why you see most of this price action on these weekly and monthly lines. You see, I have a couple of weekly lines that are yellow, then we have our monthly lines that are white, and you see around the white lines, this is when the most dramatic things happen. When it comes around these prices that this white line is on, you see that it is either dumping in price, or this is where accumulation has been taken and going back up. So we have this on our monthly chart. We're going to break this down from the monthly view, and then we're going to go down into the weekly and the daily. This is what I like to do. I like to trade on monthly, weekly, and daily time frames. It's just easier trading for me, and it makes the job of trading a less hassle. And I was going to say hassleable, but I don't even know if that's a word. So, hey, I'm just coming up with words here, coming up with projects and stuff on the ledger, and we just come up with words as well. But, this is looking actually not bad to me, because on our monthly time frame, you see at the top of this pattern, this is a small pattern, an uptrend, a doji. And a doji is just a simple pattern that says the market is undecided. And when you have indecision in the market, you will see typically the price go down. You see right here, this is the top of an uptrend, and now you see we're coming back down. But the thing is, we're coming, this is a very, very, very tight area, and we are already down to our target that we were taking on a sell. So this is pretty cool for us on our end. I mean, made a small trade like 30 bucks. So, I mean, hey, a couple dollars, and it's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I love it. I love being able to put these trades in some days, and just get a couple dollars like this out of a simple day trade movement. What I believe about this price is we are seeing the low of last month being tested. We already passed the low of last month, and now it is coming back into our area of liquidity. I'm pretty sure I have this marked up because this, if we break this down to, let's say, a 4 hour, I want to see what's inside of this. Yeah, this is definitely our area of liquidity. If we break it down to the 4 hour, this was definitely the area I was looking for to complete my trade, and to also see another retrace of this and retouch. And hopefully, I can't guarantee anything, what we are going to see is more accumulation and potentially a higher price in this. But honestly, my analysis of this, I'm going to have to be opposite of everybody. I am going to keep dollar cost averaging on this token, but I really believe we're going to be seeing even more of a bearish price for XRP. I'm looking at 53 cents. And let's see, I'm really looking at this price. Not like, I can't even sit here and lie to you all. This is what I see. And if I go down to a monthly, we will see how strong this area of liquidity is that has not been touched again. It has not been touched again. And especially this area right up in here. These prices haven't been touched again. So these are prices that we may see. I can definitely see a 50-cent XRP in the future, because 50 cent was really, like, that price point was a really, really strong price point to get through. And when we did break through that over here, I remember this because I was watching it. I've been watching these charts, man. It's been crazy. Just been able to be in this market for this last year and a half, or a couple months. And look, when we broke through the 50 cent price point right here, it exploded. It just, and then it came back down, retraced, it closed right there, came back, and exploded again from 50 cents. So something about this area of liquidity, we're going to keep highlighting. I'm pretty sure I don't have to break this down for you all to kind of understand what is going on this chart. Just dollar cost average if you feel like that is something you should do, and that is not financial advice. And what we are doing is dollar cost averaging ourselves, because I think XRP is a token that the future of what we're going to be able to see in this industry, and as you can see, it is taking a small dump into this price already on my chart. We are going to be seeing, I think, a massive adoption. I think also something is going to happen with this SEC case that is going to just completely change the narrative of the company Ripple and the XRP token itself. Now, let's get into this video. First, we got this post from Jeremy Hogan, the attorney Jeremy Hogan, and let me show some respect. We thank you for doing everything in this community for us. I mean, watching a couple of different people from all over the world come together and literally try to stop something this corrupt is just amazing to see. And his tweet says, the schedule is the exact worst case scenario that attorney Fallon, or Filan, excuse me, posted the other day. This Ripple case is going into 2023, and he also said he's never seen a plaintiff want to delay a case so much. Only defendants normally delay. Why bring a case and then postpone the justice you seek? And he had a whole text thread about this because we often see that the SEC is requesting for more and more time. And the only people who really have to buy time, especially in things like this, are the people who are the actual criminals. If they didn't do anything wrong, why are they constantly pushing this case back? You know, it is really, really frustrating to see this, but don't let this get you distracted from the technology and what is really going on. They put all of this stuff in your face so people can get emotionally attached instead of logically. I don't even want to say logically attached, because with logic you don't attach yourself to something. You can logically see it. Okay, this is what this does, this is how much this cost, and this is better than item X because of this. And it just makes sense. It's like 1 + 1 = 2. It makes sense. So we thank Jeremy Hogan and everybody that's kind of putting this stuff out for us to see. And let's go ahead and get to the next slide before we get too fired up on this one right here. And we see Brad Garlinghouse throwing a little humor in the air for everyone to get a little laugh at. This is how he feels about maximalism in the crypto space. And this is actually one of my favorite memes. So this is really, really funny. My sister sent me one of these memes for something like a couple years ago, and it was just so funny. We often always bring this meme up. So this is really just cool to see that Brad Garlinghouse is sharing the exact meme that my sister sent me a couple years ago. And we see that tribalism is definitely hurting this industry. We have people in this industry that are simply lying to you. Like, I am 25 years old. I'm not a lawyer. See, I'm a 25-year-old man, and I even see how maximalism is affecting this crypto space. And I really, really hope it isn't anything sinister. Like, let's go to the impoverished communities and legalize these Bitcoin technologies and these Ether technologies that are super expensive, super slow to use. We'll test it in these areas where the people are super poor. So when they get charged a transaction fee, they already make it in their mind that they can't afford this, or they shouldn't even want this because it's expensive, it's slow, and it doesn't work. So now you got all these people in third world countries not wanting to get into a industry off of one bad experience. Especially, just imagine going on Ethereum and literally, MetaMask stops working, as what we seen earlier today on my Twitter. MetaMask stopped working. This is just ridiculous as to what is going on, the lies that are being told. And I feel like this little cat lemur, whatever this thing is in this picture, that is my same mood. So we're going to go to the next one, another Brad Garlinghouse post. And he is just really kind of going over his relationship with the SEC and how he's been really transparent with this industry, with them. He really doesn't understand why this is going on. We don't either, but we also know money is involved in this. Now, when money is involved in this, you already know what's about to happen. There's going to be a lot of corruption, a lot of money made, a lot of people are going to hopefully get charged, but these people make so much money that they can just buy themselves out of not like going to jail. Like, these people, I doubt the people that are running these things, and when the time will tell, I doubt most of these people are even going to go to jail. So hey, this is how the world works, and it needs to change. But over the past couple of years, I found myself becoming far more familiar with the SEC than I ever thought possible. which is why it's beyond ironic that one of their goals is to provide disclosure. Yes, they don't need to abide by their own rules. And you see this Stuart Alderati right here tweeted out that the Biden EO estimated that 40 million Americans own cryptocurrencies or digital assets. Man, they need to start using this word already. No thanks to the SEC, who is insisting on saying that all or most tokens are securities, and that the U.S. exchange are running unlawful securities exchanges. Yes, they are, man. It's ridiculous. Um, if you ask yourself which ones, no comment, no disclosures, and we've been seeing this type of gangster mentality from the SEC. Do as I say, not as I do, and it's my way or the highway type mentality. And they also are literally extorting everyone that is using these technologies with high gas fees, because they were dang near like literally made the legislation for everything. Some of these same people are the hidden whales. I'm pretty sure we're going to see a bunch of some of these same people who were involved in creating this definition of what a security is and decentralization is. We're going to see that they were invested in Ethereum, the token sale. We're going to see that they were the first ones to buy this token. And I mean, this is just really, really getting ugly as the days go past. Also, he says the SEC seems perfectly content to let the US fall further behind, all in the name of protecting their own jurisdiction at the expense of the US citizen. Politics over policies is good for no one. We need clear regulatory framework now. And yes, Brad Garlinghouse, I am with you on that. I mean, I am literally 25, man. I am homeless right now, trying to start a business on the XRP ledger because I'm underserved. I'm trying to start a legitimate business, and I am afraid that if I really start a business on the ledger, that my company is going to be sued how the way I package a asset. And this is ridiculous. They want us to use Ethereum. Ethereum keeps getting hacked. I don't want to even use it. I don't use Ethereum. I own no Ethereum. I own a couple of Bitcoin pieces of Bitcoin. I said a couple of Bitcoins like I'm some big shot or something. I own like $200 in Bitcoin. Just really, I was supposed to buy some XRP with it, but I never got a chance to buy the XRP with it. So possibly after this video, we might buy some more XRP. But, but I mean, this is just ridiculous. I really want to start a business on the XRP ledger. So what I decided to do is start coming up with my own laws, and hey, whatever happens, happens. If I get sued, I mean, I don't care. I'll start another business on the XRP ledger and keep getting sued until they decide they want to do the right thing and give us some laws to go by, or I'm gonna have to go by my own laws and, just making sure that my project is safe. I can't really understand why the SEC is thinking that no one is capable of holding, owning, trading, creating, using, issuing any of these assets on these other blockchains outside of Ethereum and Bitcoin. It's just ridiculous. Now, we have a tweet right here from the digital asset investor about a Chainalysis, and this is really cool because we've been covering Chainalysis pretty heavily. I want to be getting more into I want to get more into like detailed crypto videos. I know I do a lot of different NFT projects and stuff, but this is what really excites my mind. And this is actually pretty cool read right here. It says the economic impact of Ether whales on the market, and this is from Chainalysis. Now, Chainalysis is going to be one of the biggest names in crypto because they actually do the dirty work. They make sure that, where's all this stuff going? Can you find the bad guys? Can you locate the good guys? Who is who? And where is all of these crypto tokens and stuff going? I believe this whole industry is tracked further than what we are even like thinking. People I don't understand how we can believe that crypto is a place where you can get away from the government, but we still using their internet and their Wi-Fi and their Google servers. It's like, I just don't understand some people in the thought process of how Bitcoin is anonymous and the transactions are, you know, on the blockchain, but not using the internet to actually send the transaction. They have the internet. I mean, it's so much. I just can't get into that. But you see right here, it says the cryptocurrency was created to encourage decentralization. However, there is a high degree of wealth concentration among cryptocurrency holders. Basically, over 30% of all Ether and 20% of Bitcoin is controlled by a small group of people or individual agents, and we call those people whales. We all know what a whale is. Whales are the people with the big bags, and this is something that a lot of people are trying to become themselves for some reason. I do understand it for financial gain, but what is funny about this is that whales only account for 7% of the economic transactions. So you're telling me that these people own 30%, and a bunch of people, it's a smaller number of individual agents, but you're telling me these people own 30% of the network. Sorry, y'all, I kind of got cut out from what I was talking about in the last clip. My internet went down in my truck. I have a Wi-Fi hotspot, and that went down in the middle of my video that I was recording with Zoom, and you know what happens with that. But basically, what this is going on about is how Ether kind of has a potential at a very, catastrophic collapse potentially by these whales. They do own 33% of the network, or 30% of the network combined, but they are individuals, so it's not like this is one particular group. But how do we know that these are not 30% here that are whales and 40% that are not whales, and they still own 70 to 80, 90% of the network? How do we know that? And this is why this is anonymous thing is bad for crypto. I mean, these are huge businesses basically lying to everyone about the technology, and they're anonymous. We don't know. It's like we can barely find out who these people are. No digital asset investor and digital perspectives are on it as far as the YouTube videos go when it comes to finding out that information. And what gets me interested about this is how the ERC-20 token is the Ethereum, token contract, and we are going to start seeing other tokens in this ecosystem start to emerge. Quebec says, why do ERC-20 tokens or projects get a free pass with the Ethereum network? Free pass speech is one of the other Hinman November 18th, 2020 speeches, where he uses the ICO language or terminology disguised as a IPO or initial public offering for token launches on Ethereum-based smart contracts. Now, the crazy thing about this is this last one right here, where it tells you the minimum investment amount to participate in this offering is $1,000. Now, if I were to do that, and maybe I should just do it just to see, if I were to create a project on, say, for instance, the XRP ledger, and got a bunch of different businesses from all these different industries to do something like this, would they come after me? And, you know, this is ridiculous. This is literally the definition of a securities offering. So, I mean, this is what this is. This is plain sight, and this is why I believe ERC-20 tokens may potentially fade away or get converted into other types of contracts. Now, we are looking up different types of Q well this one is called the QRC token, or the QRC-20. We looked at the TRC-20. We looked at the XRC-20 token as well. And these are just basically token contracts where you can code and allow this asset to do multiple different things. And you see right here, this QRC-20 token is the new multi-DLT standard for digital assets developed by Quant. Quant is supposed to take over. We've been hearing a lot about Quant, and we definitely want to touch up about Quant on this channel. We're going to not only limit ourselves to XRP content anymore. You know, we want to show what all of these other blockchains can and will do in the future while being a part of this huge blockchain network. I definitely believe that, you know, these blockchains are like government parties, and what we're going to see in the future and what we're going to actually see like coming up now, I believe that we will see legislation for different blockchains. All blockchains won't have to follow the same rules, because in this blockchain, this is meant for this certain industry. In this blockchain, this is meant for this certain industry. And you can't regulate all industries the same. That is why I believe the same thing will happen for these crypto blockchains, or these digital asset blockchains that we are seeing. And, you know, it just kind of really, to me, in my head, it makes sense. I believe we need an XRP ledger constitution just to have a standard structure of simple laws for everyone and rights that we have on the ledger. You know, also, I just think it's going to establish clarity forever and moving forward in this industry. Now, last but least, I thought I'd just throw this in there because this is just ridiculous. I mean, these are people that we have to trust with dang near our lives to some degree, and they want to come out and just say, hey, you know, we messed up. This is what it is. I mean, we've been seeing this forever, but the fact that they are literally coming out like this is just crazy. Now let me read this tweet really quick from Danielle DiMartino Booth. Hopefully I said that correctly. Starting out yesterday by saying the Fed made a major mistake on inflation, it does appear the United States economy is slowing at the same time we have a raging inflation. It is clearly asleep at the switch. Now that is some interesting wording right there, Miss Booth. So that is very, very interesting. And I'm reading this kind of live. Now, when I see words and terminology like this, we know the switch is something we talk about in the XRP community so much, flipping that switch. But to see these people come out and just be like, hey, we made a mistake, you know, this is just, I mean, this is childish. This is something like a 16-year-old would come out and say, you know, I mean, we just need better stuff in the government, and we just need better things going on in this government. I believe this is just getting ridiculous at this point. I think I'm going to finish this video up today because when I get to talking about the bad stuff in crypto, it kind of affects me. I like talking about good information and actually the technology. The technology excites me. So we'll kind of stick to that. And I'm going to let the XRPL OGs kind of handle their business, because I mean, man, they handle it. I mean, digital perspectives, digital asset investor, hey, y'all doing y'all thing on this, and I just really admire the determination, the perseverance that you all do this, get up every day, and you all are in the trenches learning this stuff, finding this stuff. So we thank you, everyone, all the attorneys, everybody that is helping fight this fight and try to get these evil people out of the government and out of our crypto, you know, industries. They don't need to be here. You know, this is ridiculous. It's Fiktxun Crypto. You all have a nice day. Peace.